Mike is one target ahead of Gary at this point. Now we're all tied up once again. Gary misses, Gary hits, Gary's got one target left. He drops another board. Now Mike's having to play catch up. Mike's got one target left to drop his board.
The one target gave me a little bit of grief when I fired just a few shots, the upper right, and I was not breaking that sucker.
2 plexiglass targets to hit. One of them is busted, but it's not quite broken in half. Gary's got a little bit of a lead at this point.
All right, Mr. Mike Hughes joins us now here on Cam and Company. And Mike, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program.
Hey, Cam, you bet. No problem.
Listen, sorry to hear about the elimination last night, but overall, how would you describe your experience there on Top Shot this year?
Oh, it was good. I mean, I like to be part of Top Shot. I was really behind this program because this program promotes firearms in a positive light like I don't really know any other venue does. I mean, it reaches such a broad audience, and that's kind of what really motivated me initially to be a part of it.
You know, did you have any expectations? I mean, did you watch season 1, season 2 at all?
Actually, I'm a pretty busy guy. I don't watch TV. I did not see season 1. I applied for it, backed out. Saw some episodes of season 2, but regardless of that, you can't infer that from that me not being a fan, though. I was a fan of the show and a believer behind it, even though I personally really absolutely couldn't make time for viewing.
So you went into this, I guess, then with a very few preconceptions about what this experience was going to be. Very
few, actually. I really did. It's you know, of course, that general gist of the protocol, and I knew it was a reality show, and the human dynamics were an element of it. But no, I was looking for something different. I think getting out of the comfort zone a bit and just sort of jumping in and seeing what they can throw at me.
You know, and that's one of the, I think from a viewer's perspective, it's one of the cool things about Top Shot is that every week while you're watching the same cast of characters, I guess, you know, you're seeing these new situations. Last night, for instance, you guys were shooting the McMillan TAC 50 sniper rifle, 500 yards. Now, had you had a lot of experience with a 50 caliber before?
No, none, zero. I mean, a little bit of prone shooting. I have shot a prone match a long time ago when I was just getting competitive shooting, but it's not my bailiwick.
So what was that like? And I'm guessing this is almost a daily occurrence on Top Shot. You know, whether it's you guys throwing tomahawks. I mean, you guys are constantly exposed to things that do push at your comfort zone.
Yeah, you're pushed out of the comfort zone. I mean, in the end of the day, at 50, there's some sights and there's a trigger, and it's as basic as that. I mean, we've got to look at the simplicity of everything of what we're doing. You mentioned tomahawks. I mean, yeah, actually, we had good instruction on the primitive weapons. That Jack Dagger said, hey, drop your hips, square up, come back, come through, get the follow through. So I think a frustrating element of Top Shot is we're always operating in that kind of zone of incompetence. It's like we never really get, you only get so much practice time, and when you divide it out per individual, you're talking like 12, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and so many rounds. And I guess that'd be one complaint, I think. Well, hey, why don't you put us in a little bit better position to give a little bit better performance? But
all right, so let's talk about the elimination round last night. You guys were, and you are a pistol shooter primarily, right?
Yeah, that's really my main love and passion is pistol craft.
So what were you guys shooting in the elimination round last night?
Well, we had a Walther P38s, 9mm, and you know, it's a gun, it has a trigger, it has sights. We're shooting at these little frangible targets, these breakable plexiglass targets, which dropped into make Top Shot, drop levels. Basically, he had like 36 targets to hit, and had to reload the mags a little bit to get it done there, and pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
So what happened last night, or in last night's episode? I mean, was this a close elimination round?
It was close, yeah. I was not pleased with my performance at all. Gary performed great. He earned the win, definitely. He's a great shooter. working for Homeland Security and such. A great representative of that entity. Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed in myself. It took me a while to get over that. I didn't gel. I mean, on a technical side, with they actually played it a little bit, and what I found out, and of course that competition. I'm going to be a gun nerd here now, but hopefully our audience can appreciate all these technical details.
I think so. You've come to the right place.
Yeah, I got a pretty deep, thick callus on my my strong hand thumb, the base of it. It's really because I'm shooting the Glock and M&P, and I jammed that thumb up pretty high, and I was getting these slide lock-like malfunctions. It would kind of lock, and then I go to clear, tap rack roll, and then it would go forward, and that screwed me up a bit, and it happened in practice. I didn't diagnose it properly, and happened in the competition, and then I may have lost anyways. I'm not trying to make excuses here, but I think it's of general interest to take a look back and think, okay, where was my deficiencies? Where did I screw up? And the idiosyncrasies of that gun is the slide's a little bit wider than the frame. And I remember kind of noticing that, right at the end when I'm kind of sitting up there stewing, evaluating and doing a little AAR and stuff. And anyway, so that was one element which caused me grief, which I would suggest all shooters just be cognizant of, is that it's not slide bite necessarily. It's where the thumb, if you have a good high grip's great, but if it engages that slide,
yeah,
particularly when you get under stress and you really start gripping that thing and really crushing it, which I like to do, to the point of maintaining trigger dexterity, trigger finger. That's a potential pitfall, having an effective slide lock.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike, again, looking back on everything, I mean, what would you say to shooters out there who think, maybe I could do this? I mean, would you encourage them to try out for Top Shot?
I encourage, absolutely. Jump into it. I mean, look at the array of characters we have on there. I mean, look at Dustin. He not formal training. He had a little bit, I think, from Paul Howe and such, here and there, but he has a passion for firearms. I mean, he's kind of the epitome of America to me. I mean, does his training have to be official and formal? Not really, as long as you're getting quality out of it and you're getting good patterns of movement and exercising the right things. And so I think anyone out there should try out. I would caution. I hear a lot of people having, how should I put it? Maybe I don't want to say overconfidence, but maybe kind of armchairing the quarterback a little bit.
Right.
Because it is different. I mean, I shot a lot of competition, been on the Super Squad at Nationals and USPSA, and when you sit in that van for a long time and you got to step up, boom, go. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy at all.
All right. Now, we've got a couple of questions here from our listeners. The first question, a lot of times when you guys walk up to either the practice round or even the competition round, you all are carrying backpacks. And it seems like sometimes you guys get there and then you're told to go right back to the house. So what's in your backpacks?
Really, it's just a coat, waters, a little bit of food, granola bars and such, eyes, ears, kind of your range, what you typically have in your range bag.
Okay.
Except for mags, ammo. So it's nothing special in there, but you got to remember you're out there for a while. It is a production. The pace of it goes quick, but I mean, of course, 44 minutes is cropped from 3 days. I mean,
right.
The only time where it changed the subject a little bit when the pace was about real time was that first Smith & Wesson round, where you walk over and you see a huge production. I'm not talking, I expected maybe 12, 20 people, but when there's 100 people scattered about, it's just holy smokes. This is quite the deal. Camera crews A through K, producers, assistant producers, segment producers, grips, gaffers, art department's gee, many Christmas. This is crazy.
And none of those folks ever show up on the television screen, but it'd be possible to do the show without them. One final question, Mike, before we run out of time here. You make any friendships this season you think are going to carry over?
Oh, yeah. I think with everyone. I mean, All across the board. I mean, Chris Collins in particular, he's a great guy, incredible instructor, very, very bright, very passionate about not only firearms but instruction. All down. I mean, even like, let's put it in the whole spectrum. Like even with Jake, I'll talk with Jake, about the things in that, coaching and what have you. I'm probably one of the few people out of the cast that do that. I don't know, but.
I guess we'll have to ask that question of the other cast members as they appear on the show. But in the meantime, Mike, listen, again, congratulations. It really is a big deal to make Top Shot, and I thought you did a fantastic job. Love talking to you tonight, and look forward to doing this again in the future.
Yep, we will.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Mike Hughes joining us from History Channel's Top Shot.